Keep away from people who try to belittle your ambitions. Small people always do that, but the really great make you feel that you too can become great. Mark Twain. My friends, 10 to 15 minutes each and every day. Don't pay attention to the haters, to the losers, to those who want to drag you down. You can't figure this out. What kind of training do you have? Who do you think you are? You're someone who keeps their nose to the grindstone and will figure this out and prevail and become a market master. That's who you are. If you need to tell yourself that multiple times during the day, do it. Just stick with it. You will learn it. Let's jump into these charts. We see everything down for the day. Everything up for the day. Bitcoin. I'm looking at the last thing on my sheet. Bitcoin is the only thing down 0.59%. Let's jump first into the S&P 500. We see where things had slowed down as they got into Wednesday and then moved up on Thursday quite nicely, up 1.41%. Did not penetrate the 200 EMA, and we're waiting for the STC to go to green. It made it all the way down to the bottom on the red. Hasn't done that yet. What do we see on the 2-day? It is still green even after two strong down 2-day candles. This latest one, red spinning top. We look at the weekly. A lot of weakness inherent there too after several weeks of strong up movement. We'll continue to watch, wait and see how this balances out for us. We're ready to pull the trigger and look at the NASDAQ 100. We saw where things headed down. We saw some candlesticks penetrating, even some candles, and then moving back up, waiting to go from red to green on the STC. We look at the 2-day. It is still green. The weekly, it is still green. And again, like we saw some a red down candle there on the weekly and some on the 2-day. So we're just waiting for things to roll over and head back up. We're at a positive 14. We want it to go to 15. That would take the half day, go into green. Now, let's look at where we are on 20-year bonds. Up for the day also 1.39%. Had several days of down movement. Had a green spinning top in the morning and then booming up in the afternoon. Still red on the STC, still well below the 200 EMA. Hopefully that'll get reset and either things will move up and through so we can jump into a long move, or we'll have it go from red to green and then it'll reset for us to jump back into a down movement with TBF, which is the inverse for 20-year bonds. By the way, the training in your show notes today is about inverse funds, how to make money when markets crash. If you haven't taken that training, it's there in your show notes. If you don't get the show notes every day, the reason you don't is because you're not subscribed at chartingwealth.com. Go there, sign up for free. You'll get our videos every day along with the trainings and all sorts of other stuff. Very helpful for you. Cost you nothing, absolutely free. That list is never shared, never spammed. Now, let's keep moving through these charts. Well, let me just make sure you know where the 2-day is here. It is down, and the weekly is still green, but accelerating down movement. That's why I was saying we want this to get reset so it can roll back over, potentially going down if it doesn't penetrate the 200 EMA. And it's got a heck of a long way to go there and a lot of downward pressure on it. So I'm thinking more likely we'll have a down move. Now, what do we see on gold? Up for the day, 0.31%. We captured last week, as you guys recall, a nice little down move in gold. It bottomed out and started moving up this week. Where's it going to go? Well, it's gone back into green, resetting things for us like I'm hoping bonds is going to do. And maybe if gold doesn't clear that hurdle of the 200 EMA and rolls back over, we'll jump back in like we did last week. So we'll wait and see. Where are we on our success multiplier formula? Well, we are positive on the 2-day chart as far as the STC goes, and we are negative on the weekly. So in other words, where are we right now? We're at a negative 10. That is, the weekly is heading down, the 2-day is heading up. That's 4 points there. 10 points down. And where are we on the half day? It's gone green on us. So again, we're waiting for a rollover. That's where we are. Let's lastly move to Bitcoin. Now Bitcoin, and this is again the short-term future Bitcoin, XBTF, the Van Eck, of the 3 approved Bitcoin short-term future ETFs that are traded in the general marketplace like other ETFs. You don't have to go to a crypto exchange. What we see here is it's down overall in the day, down in the morning, a little further down in the afternoon. Bitcoin, again, just sort of lagging in the red on the STC, well below the 200 EMA. We look at the 2-day. It is green, but again, several candles of down movement. The weekly, it is red and has been red for a long time. We can see some weeks of just hammer down movement, then 4 weeks of up movement in these last 2 weeks. Looks like they could be trending down to the low that we saw before. So where are we? We are waiting, we are watching, we are seeing. Had a great training put out early for our Patreon members yesterday on the charting crypto. If you're a Patreon member, check out your email or go to the Patreon page. You'll see that behind the firewall for you. Everybody else will be putting that out tomorrow. You appreciate what we do here. Patreon memberships are most appreciated. You get all sorts of great things. First thing you get always is that 3-part series, Options Made Simple, the Charting Wealth Way. You want to learn options? We got a great training for you. Now, Patreon members, do not forget, I am preparing as soon as we get this finished and it begins to upload. I will be preparing for you the 20 weekly vertical crossovers and getting those out for you to potentially practice trade tomorrow. Check them out. Find a couple of 3 that look good to you and consider jumping into those in a practice trade. That's where we are, folks. As we end the day, we always got something for you to trade here, for you to practice. And remember, it's practice that makes perfect. It doesn't cost you a thing except 10 to 15 minutes of your time each and every day. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.